Jannik Sinner wins the US Open after receiving pardon for doping. None of the 23,000 spectators filling the stands of the Arthur Ashe Stadium could blink at the incredible level displayed by Jannik Sinner in the US Open final as he claimed the tournament. The world number one reached the final following a doping scandal that shook the tennis world. The Italian player defeated the American Taylor Fritz 6-3, 6-4, and 7-5. In this way, Sinner claims his 16th title in just 19 finals, winning this year in Australia, Rotterdam, Miami, Halle, Cincinnati, and now New York. His opponent, Fritz, came into the match with the hope of returning the U.S. to the top by becoming the first American to win the North American Grand Slam since 2003, when the Roger Federer era began. A hope that faded from the first set with a blistering start from the Italian. 3 sets were enough for him to defeat the American and claim yet another title this season. Jannik Sinner and his doping scandal. Sinner revalidates his status with this title once again after the great controversy that arose from his positive doping test. The Italian tested positive twice for clostebol, a substance banned by WADA, at Indian Wells in March 2024. However, despite initially being provisionally suspended, his punishment was never applied because the world number one appealed the decision. Sinner explained that the contamination was accidental after his physiotherapist used a product containing clostebol on a cut on his finger. Allegedly, the substance entered the tennis player's body after giving him massages. The incident quickly provoked reactions from top players like Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic. These players argued that Sinner benefits from different rules than the rest. Now, after winning the US Open right after this scandal, controversy is sure to follow. The historic and massive prize Jannik Sinner will receive for winning the US Open. Both Sinner and Sabalenka will receive unprecedented amounts in the professional circuit after their victories in the men's and women's finals. Jannik Sinner is celebrating. The Italian tennis player, number 1 in the ATP ranking, has not only won the US Open for the first time but has also secured the largest prize in the history of professional tennis. Sinner, who is making his debut as US Open champion, adds his second Grand Slam title to his collection after defeating American Taylor Fritz in 3 sets. Earlier in 2024, the Italian also claimed the Australian Open after beating Medvedev in 5 sets. In addition to adding a new and prestigious trophy to his personal record, Sinner takes home a substantial check after his victory at Arthur Ashe. The Italian collects a total of $3,600,000, equivalent to over €3,200,000. The prize distribution is the same for both men's and women's brackets, so Aryna Sabalenka has also pocketed the largest sum in the history of professional tennis. The Belarusian defeated American Jessica Pegula in the final held on Saturday, September 7. Beyond the historic check received by the winners of the finals, all participants of the 2024 US Open have benefited from this increase. The American tournament's total purse is $75 million, a 20% increase compared to the previous edition. Sinner, more money than Alcaraz after US Open championship earnings. The Italian Jannik Sinner, 23 years old, claimed his second Grand Slam of the season in his career by defeating American Taylor Fritz in the US Open final. It was a giant leap for him in New York, where he had never made it past the quarterfinals in previous appearances. He began the Grand Slam season by winning the Australian Open and ended it by winning his first US Open. In between, Carlos Alcaraz claimed the double of Roland Garros and Wimbledon, defeating the Italian in the Paris semifinals. It was Sinner's 5th title this season, bringing his total to 16. Besides the Australian Open and US Open, he also won the Masters 1000 in Miami and Cincinnati, and the ATP 500 events in Rotterdam and Halle. Sinner has won 55 out of 60 singles matches this season. He solidified his status as world number 1 in the ATP rankings. In the United States, he overtook another ranking, surpassing Carlos Alcaraz in earnings. With the $3,600,000 check, about €3.2 million, Sinner has earned $9,590,709 so far this year, leaving behind Alcaraz's $8,155,657. Alcaraz added $140,000 to his earnings by reaching the second round of the US Open. Although in total, the Spaniard still holds the lead. Only counting ATP tournaments, excluding sponsors, appearance fees, or exhibitions, Alcaraz has grossed $35,181,805. He ranks 9th in ATP history, with the list led by Novak Djokovic at $184,480,269. Behind him are his big three companions, Spain's Rafa Nadal, $134,946,100, and Switzerland's Roger Federer, $130,594,339. Jannik Sinner enters the top 20 of the money leaders for the first time with $27,634,144. The U.S. Open has distributed $75 million among the players, a record amount. The finalist, Taylor Fritz, took home $1,800,000, half of what the champion received. For 51 years, there has been parity between men and women, a movement led by Billie Jean King, a former champion whose name is now on the complex where the tournament is held and who receives a daily ovation when seen at Arthur Ashe Stadium. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, because at Tennis Extra, we are dedicated to bringing you the best information for the best audience, sharing in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive coverage of everything related to the world of tennis. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Additionally, at Tennis Extra, we strive to offer you updated and quality content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in world tennis.